All right, I'm here with James Barnard to talk about his class at the upcoming Illustrator Virtual Summit. Hey, James, thanks for taking a minute to chat.
No problem at all. We were just discussing off air there about our time differences right
Exactly.
now. A leisurely 8:50 in the evening, and poor old Dave had to get up early to chat with me. So I appreciate that. And also, thank you very much for letting me be a part of this summit. What
Yeah,
an
sure.
opportunity. I know so many of the speakers on the lineup this year. It's quite ridiculous. So, yeah, lovely to be a part of what a great bunch of instructors you've got.
Right, awesome. The good news was, as far as getting up, my dog decided he wanted to get up early too, so it all worked out very well.
Excellent. Good timing.
So
Serendipity.
your session is called Turbocharge Your Logo Design. So tell us a little bit about that session, if you would.
Sure. So, quite embarrassingly, as a logo designer, I am terrible at sketching. So, some of my colleagues in the industry like to do, very, very beautiful sketches and work them up before going into something like vector to present. I can't do that, unfortunately. So, my vector work has to speak for itself. And my process is lots of little line doodles and connections to make sure, things kind of join up on a notepad, and then I'm into the software as fast as possible. And I'm able to do that because over the years, I've created a workflow that allows me to go lightning quick inside the software. So my course is all about how to go faster by changing things like the default workflows, the default settings and templates within Adobe Illustrator. I'll do a little bit of a desk tour to show some of the hardware that I've got here. So things like upgrading your mouse, upgrading your keyboard, maybe even working with something like an external macro pad or a peripheral to help you go a little bit quicker. Shortcuts and actions, so how to speed yourself up with the things that you do daily, things that you do so often and there's no keyboard shortcut for, and there should be. Let's go through the templates and set those up, and then create buttons that work with them. And then also things like defaults, preferences, templates, and maybe even time for a little live example at the end as well, so I can showcase how all of those tips and tricks kind of come into one to help me go lightning fast. And then that means I can do things like get more clients through the door, which is always a bonus.
Now, when you say lightning fast, you're not kidding. James Wright was nice enough to give me access to his existing course that this is based on, and the sessions that I watched, I found myself going, "Wow, that is really fast!" Like I'm like consider myself the king of keyboard shortcuts in a lot of my software, but made me kind of sit back and go, "Wow, that's
Really?
amazing," because it really was allowing you to focus on the creative side because you weren't having to be slowed down by go to this menu. Let me try this. It was like bang, 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 bang. Okay, that didn't work. Let me
That's
try
it.
this.
Yeah. Like something like basic for like expand or expand appearance. That's under a drop-down menu. You think
Hmm.
about how many times a day you do that within Adobe Illustrator. Why is there no keyboard shortcut for that? So that's the first thing I do. And then even things like the Pathfinder tools, which are under a menu that you have to click. There's no keyboard shortcuts for those. And also, you can't actually set those up. You have to create an action to do that. So I'll talk about how to do that. And I actually have another macro pad on my desk, which has dedicated buttons for things like, unite, minus front, exclude, that kind of thing. So it's basically just creating workflows that use all the tools that we use on a daily basis and making them go faster so that once we get a bit of muscle memory going, we'll
Hmm.
absolutely flying. And it was really helpful when I was working in agencies back in London when I used to live in the UK as a freelancer. I could go to an agency, sit down at a desk, and 5 minutes later, after changing a couple of shortcuts, be absolutely flying through work, which is really impressive to people like the art directors there.
Hmm.
So my speed became a bit of like like a selling point for me as a freelancer. I was
Sure.
very efficient, and it meant that I got a lot more hires that way. So yeah, it's a
Hmm.
massive bonus.
That's awesome. And I think the I like this idea for this type of session because throughout the other classes, a lot of them are technique based on here's how you work with color or here's how you work with patterns. But this is more, to me, overall
Yeah,
efficiency, which kind of blends nicely with the
that's
other
right. None of
technique
that
classes.
subjective stuff in this course. This is all fixed, formulaic workflow techniques. So yeah, hopefully after watching this, you'll be able to really, really speed yourself up, which is the aim of the game.
Awesome. Well, James, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk about your session. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.